Hello, everybody, and welcome to not an episode of Hit Podcast Back of the Short Bus Podcast. This is something I did randomly and sporadically for shits and/or giggles. I am here without the main crew. Instead, I have with me Goblin. Say hello.
Hello, I am the Goblin.
He is in a video already. You guys have seen him if you watched it. It's the random one shot that we did during school. You guys got to see the fun little ending bit of that, and now you're gonna get context. Lucky you.
Oh god, the context. So,
Oh God, the context.
hello, I'm the DM. I'm the guy who's has to
Gotta hold the button, buddy. You're a push to talk, little fucker.
help. This is bullshit. Either way, I I'm the DM. I'm the DM who had to deal with all of their shenanigans as this darn push talk is annoying.
So let's give a little bit of a background to the four individuals that were part of this. Mostly three. Mostly
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Femboy do be doing stuff, and
He
so did the Drug Lord. I'm gonna nickname him Drug Lord for now.
we're nicknamed the Drug Lord and Femboy.
Why, of course. And you're
So
the mole.
so in
Murder.
order, there
Okay.
is I, the midget Knoll, who was only 2 foot tall, who's a barbarian, and his name was Fighty. If you can figure out what's up with that, I made Scrappy Doo as a D&D character, just 'cause I can. Would you like to describe the other three?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Okay.
Start
So,
with my brother.
yep, that's exactly what I was gonna do. I was gonna go around the table.
Good
So
on you.
after after Fighty came his brother, which I don't think was ever given a name because no one actually introduced each other to him.
Throughout the entire campaign, or throughout the entire session, no one's mentioned anyone's name. No one knew anyone's name the entire time. Just thought that's funny.
Yeah, it was absolutely hilarious because everybody had their own little nickname, and it was fun. It really was. We will do that again. But
Oh
either way,
yeah, I can't wait.
so Fighty's brother was a turtle, which, for anybody who doesn't know, it's a giant turtle. Imagine
Hey
that.
yo, the birds though.
Nobody cares
I
about the birds for
I
now.
love the
Oh,
birds.
are you talking about the bird? Oh, can you hear my
Yeah,
bird?
yeah, we can hear your
Mm.
birds.
Yay, they're nice, aren't they?
Yeah. So
Oh, okay, tangents.
there was
Either
a
way,
turtle, another barbarian.
yes, it was his brother, and we had figured out that the reason why they were brothers is because their mother was a whore and fucked absolutely everything.
Yeah.
After that, mosquito. Um, eh, after that comes the femboy elf,
Hmm.
who was named Gwendolyn after the person who, if anybody has ever seen Dark Souls, haha, no spoilers, I think, maybe? I don't know. It's an old game. There's a character named Gwendolyn. The backstory behind them, for reference, I guess, is it's a male who is brought up with females, hence on why it's a femboy. And for the last character, oh god, last but not least, was a goblin artificer, who, if you can't tell, is chaotic. Mostly? I don't know. Later
So
half
here's the thing,
became chaotic.
motherfucker claims to be chaotic good. You're gonna see later on down the line that that is just a lie, a
Nobody thinks.
blatant, a blatant lie. I at least said I was gonna be chaotic evil. I downright up front said I was evil.
Yeah, you said you were evil. Actually, no. No, there was
I
somebody else who
claimed. I
actually
claimed.
did theirs too. The femboy. He was
Did he?
chaotic neutral. Yes,
Oh,
he was,
they,
and God did he stick to that. He was truly a neutral party. Funny
so
enough.
how did you introduce us, me and my brother, who came into this town first?
Okay, so I ran it this way. They all came at a different time. So, the first batch, who were the brothers, came into this airy town whose residents seemed to be having or not lively, though, who seemed to be having a good time, but the mood itself was an airy feeling. Yes, I had to turn on DM accent. So,
I get you.
funny enough, what
Funny
these
enough.
two people did immediately as soon as they got them into town. Let's start murdering people, actually. I found them.
No,
Yeah.
no.
What did you
I
do
mean,
first?
yes, that's what we did, but that wasn't the intention.
Really? Really?
I
Then
thought
what?
we were gonna knock him out, and then I killed him, and so that just kind of was a snowball effect.
Ah, yes. Knock them out while you're a barbarian who has,
Eh,
what, 2019? Was it 20 or 19?
2019 what? Hit
Your
points?
strength.
Oh, I have a 20 strength.
Yeah, I figured.
I had a
So,
plus
yeah,
2, yeah.
this barbarian grabbed a improvised club, which was the man's cane,
Yeah,
and
I stole the old
proceeded
man's
to,
cane.
yeah, you proceeded to beat the man with his cane. In
Yep,
one hit, he killed the
yep,
old man.
yep. Then my brother chopped him in half.
So, yeah, I don't understand why that happened, but
I
it
don't know,
did.
why not? Just for giggles.
Yeah, some very brutal giggles. Very
Brutal
brutal.
giggles. It's the
Um,
name of my new band.
yeah. So
So,
that's what happened with them. I am being eaten alive.
we stole an old man's house key as well.
Yep, and along with his clothes
Some his
and
clothes and
his
some of his money,
money.
all that fun stuff. So,
So then came the next person, who was the Femboy. Now the Femboy came in by himself, of course, as both of the loners did. So they came in, or he came in, and as soon as I described the place to him, undoubtedly, or no,
you cut it out, you fool.
son of a Protestant whore, how much did I miss?
You said undoubtedly, and then went.
Oh, okay.
So wait,
And
shut up. All right, now go.
and unquestionably, and
Ah, you cut out again.
this is bull.
Don't
So,
worry about it.
unlike everybody else, like a normal person, he rolled to investigate after he heard the description that I gave to everybody else. And
Cut out
he
again.
didn't roll high enough to get what he actually was looking for, but he got high enough to notice that somebody was murdered.
What was he looking for? I don't even know.
He was
Wasn't paying
wanting
attention.
to know he wanted to know why the town was eerie. That's what.
Oh yeah, what was making everything feel uncomfy?
Yeah, do you blame him?
I never said I blame the man. I understand. I'm picking up what you laying down, brother. I
Good,
get it.
good. That's
Good.
it. So, other than that, yeah, the femboy ran into the two murder hobos. Murder hobos proceeded to knock him down and climb on top of him. Mainly the Null, which is also known as Captain Neckbeard, who,
Hey, me.
yeah, immediately
Uh,
mounted the
good old
femboy.
fighty. I'm in that video. I was the one recording that video, by the way. If you guys watch the description, uh, it will be at the end of the episode, so don't worry about that. I'll put a description and link and all that
Yeah,
funness.
it's
But
in
I'm the one
the
who's recording the
video.
video, and that's the person who was at front. You get to see him. He's sexy.
Yay, you get
Oh
to
god
figure out who
damn.
I am and use context to figure out who Neckbeard is. It's not hard, trust me.
I'm not shown in the video. Only you are.
Yeah, but okay. You know what? Yeah, let's just go with it. Okay.
Anyway,
So after Neckbeard proceeded to mount the femboy, put fan art in the description if you feel like it. I know
yes, yes.
crazy people will.
Please do. Please do.
So either
Please do.
way, after that, Neckbeard gave the femboy a choice: run, die, stay, and not yell. He got to live. Well, the femboy, being a submissive femboy, stayed, and imagine that he lived. So,
Yep.
oh, I guess we should give him context about one thing, shouldn't we?
What thing?
We should tell them the context behind dick sizes.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay, so little side note. Before the game actually started, we all, or they all rolled, I should say, a d12. What this d12 was, is you took that number, added your con, and that was the size of your dick. Yes, I know, we're childish. Get over it. You're enjoying it.
So much fun.
This is from least to greatest. The turtle,
You cut out. You fool.
yeah, I know. The turtle
Uh,
rolled a natural 1 and had a +2. So he had a 3-inch penis. The next one up was the goblin who rolled what?
it was a
2 and
9 plus 1.
he had a 10? I thought he had a 5.
Oh, sorry. No. He had a 9 total. Sorry. Wait, what the fuck? I don't remember. Sorry. He had a 9
He had
total.
like a plus. Yeah, he rolled a 5. He had a +4 to con. So he had
Yeah.
a 9-inch penis. Decent
Yep.
size for a goblin.
And
I
then
would know. Wink,
I had a
wink.
10. Shut
Um,
up.
I am goblin. Get over it. So, shut the fuck up. Bad cards. Bad technology. Either way.
Mhm.
So, next up was Captain Neckbeard. This is not his actual size. It's much smaller. Um,
No, no. 100% accurate.
okay. So Captain Neckbeard here had a 10-inch penis. You rolled a 5 and had a +5, correct?
No, I rolled a 6 plus 4.
I thought you had a +5. My bad.
No, I have a plus 5 in
Yep.
strength.
Okay, just your strength. So, yes, how may I help you, tiny human?
What is the
Yeah.
tiny human? You're not allowed within 100 feet of them.
That's context for another video.
Okay.
So, god damn it. Either way. So, we were just finishing up with you. So, the person that came after that was the Thimble. Now, I kind of allowed him to have a little bit of fun with it, only a little bit. So he ended up rolling the d12 and got a 12, but his con was a -1, so he got an 11. Now, I was feeling nice, I guess? And
Is
since
that
he
the
had
words you
two,
want to use? Nice.
I'm still gonna murder you guys one day. So, because he had 2 negative modifiers, anybody who plays D&D understands what that means. If not, look it up. I don't care. So, because he had 2 negative modifiers, I gave him this. He was 11 inches while he was soft. Anybody who realizes anything about human anatomy will
I'm
realize that
not
that
a
is
mini.
absolute. Shut the hell up! I have a speech impediment. It comes from
I
being
know
an
it's funny to
intelligent.
make fun of you.
I'm going to eat you later. So, so anybody who knows about that will realize that that is absolute huge. But either way, back to the actual story. So, next was the Finboy. Actually, no. It was Goblin. We already talked about the Finboy. Now, the
Mhm.
Goblin heard the description, and I guess he did not care whatsoever, because his first objective was opening up his little own shop. Now, to do this, what he did is he laid out a blanket and put down his potions. Hey,
Yep.
don't spoil it.
I said nothing. I simply chuckled.
Yeah, and they'll figure out why you chuckled in just a minute. So,
Mhm.
after he laid out everything, of course, it was back to the other peoples. Now, since they were all together, I only had to do it as one, which was absolutely amazing. So, what ended up happening was they wanted to play it off. So, what they were going to do is they were going to circle the entire building and just sprout out, oh, hey, there's a body. Wonder how
Yeah.
that happened. Oh,
It was a
no.
brilliant idea.
Yeah, with you, it probably was. God, the shenanigans that went on. Either way, once they
Brilliant
cleared
idea.
the corner, though, they saw the goblin shop. They, of course, asked, like, "Hey, was that there?" And I'm like, "No, no, it was not." So, these 3 bastards. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll go in order. The turtle, who is 10 feet tall, by the way, looked at the building that the shopkeeper, like the PC shopkeeper had,
Mm-hmm.
and climbed on top of it. Captain Neckbeard here snuck behind the PC shopkeeper and was waiting. And
Yep.
the thin boy did his job as distracting him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So essentially, they had this man surrounded.
Yep.
So what happened was Captain Neckbeard here clapped, and they jumped him. Captain Neckbeard, being who he is, mounted the goblin once again.
With another
Uh,
fantastic grapple check, I might add.
no, no, no. It was a mount. I
Was it
don't
a yeah,
care.
whatever.
You now mount everything
That's
because
fine.
yeah,
I still made the check.
yeah, you mount, and you know it. There's no denying it.
Damn right, baby.
So he mounted the goblin, who's about the same size. The turtle ended up jumping off the roof and started scooping up all the potions that this goblin had. Oh God, that's yeah.
Yep.
And the fin
This is the
boy
start.
watched. What were you gonna say? Hmm?
I said, yep, this is the start of all the downhill spirals.
What are you talking about? There is no spiral. It's a steep slope and it never ends.
That's fair.
Because of you guys, I gotta give a Hydra 3 personalities. Stick to the end, and you'll
Damn
probably
right.
figure out why. Insensitive.
Well,
So,
tender,
after
I
they
guess you could
cleaned up
say.
shop, I guess, th once again, Captain Neckbeard gave the person a choice. Stay and be quiet, and you won't be harmed. Make a
Yep.
loud sound and try to flee, and you'll be killed. The Goblin
Yep.
Artificer was not happy with his shit, so he tried to explode him. Yeah,
He tried to make a sleight of hand to grab a little bit of the hand grenade that he had made. That
speaking of
that
which,
was
I
not
need to figure out
allowed.
how the hell you got those.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Eh,
was not gonna be allowed.
I don't know. But Captain Neckbeard here, being his almighty self, I'm gonna have to check over your stats again because, God, I don't know if I trust him anymore after this.
That's fair.
Gobble crying. Either way.
Gabbo better cry.
So either way, Captain Neckbeard here noticed it and did not like it, and proceeded to take a chunk out of his neck.
I'll have you know if I rolled properly and remembered to add rage damage, because I was raging at the time when I grapple
Unconscious.
checked, it would have
Yeah.
immediately knocked him unconscious.
Which it kind of works out. We'll just say that you did. Don't question my logic.
Okay.
Either way, so the gabbo is now unconscious, and the finboy is still watching, and the
Yep.
turtle is finishing up scooping up his stuff, and then the gob not the gabbo, the turtle and the hyena is talking about what they should do with him. And the turtle ended up making a medicine check and bring the gobbo back to 1 HP.
Yep.
Quite nice. So, then what ended up happening was some of the, unlike the first murder, some people could actually see this going on. So they, of course, question it. And oh god, Captain Neckbeard, you
I
get to
am
explain this.
I am the world's greatest improviser. Okay? I immediately started screaming, "We are we work for the government. He didn't have a license. We're revoking his shop." And how'd that
Yeah,
go?
yeah.
How did revoking his shop go?
So of course I contested his role, and yeah, no, he won. So all of the
Oh.
people here believed him. They
Mhm.
believed this darn tiny dog thing. Oh god. this is where it starts.
Yeah.
So after they believed him, they proceeded to wrap him up like a hobo in the blanket that he was using as his little shop,
Yep.
and then put him on the battle axe like you would a hobo bag,
Yep.
and then went out into the field or in outside the city, town,
Yeah.
and then of course went into the wheat field.
Yep.
Yep. So they then went into the wheat fields, cleared a spot in the middle of it, which I would say that you guys would have to talk to the farmers, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
Poor bastards. Um.
Nah, they're not poor bastards. They're dead bastards, but not yet.
Yup. So they went into the fields and they started talking. Um. So what ended up going on then is they ended up laying out the potions that the goblin had sold or was selling. And Captain Neckbeard asked them, "So, what do they do?" No
Mm-hmm.
one knew. Absolutely no one knew what any of them did. So, we decided there was 7 of them, and 3 of them were brightly colored, 3 of them were darkly colored, and then there was the middle one. So, yeah,
Yeah.
we Captain Neckbeard here was like, "Okay," and grabbed the brightest color one because the, goblin was like, "Well, from my experience, the brightly colored ones are, better?" Yeah, better. That's a good way to put it. The better
Less
for you. All the darker.
dangerous.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Less dangerous. So, yeah, Captain Neckbeard here proceeded to force feed the goblin one of his own potions, the brightest color one that he could find. Which good on him. He wasn't trying to kill his friend, teammate.
Person who
Yeah,
hasn't been murdered
yeah,
yet.
yeah. That's a good way to put it. Nobody's a teammate with you. You murder.
I I had my brother for a short amount of time.
No spoiling. That's
I've spoiled nothing. It's called foreshadowing. Thank you very much. It's a plot
yeah,
device.
yeah, murder. Either way, so he ended up doing that. And then I had a roll, made him roll to figure out, guessing about what it did. He rolled, and I'm like, okay, so roll a 1d4. Always a wonderful thing. The DM telling you to roll a die and you don't get to know what it is. Wouldn't you
A
say? Now,
fantastic feeling.
I'm curious, Neckbeard.
Yeah.
What was going through your head whenever I said that?
I assumed it was a health potion. I assumed.
Really? You just assumed that this one shot that I wanted it to be a one shot
I
was going to be a
assumed
health
either
potion.
it was going to be a health potion or it wasn't going to be my problem.
This is true. This is true. You got me there. Got me there. Sorry, I'm trying to look for a candle or something so I can try to burn away the little.
Mosquitoes. Yeah, I understand. Can't hear you if you're talking, by the way.
Oh God, yeah. Finger moved. I guess. I was talking about how the mosquitoes find my blood sweet and they like to eat me.
Kinky.
Very. Tell that to mosquitoes. All who I all wish would die. Um, either way, after that, um, I made him roll the 1d4. He rolled a 1, which for some cases would be good, but for this case, not so good. I found one. That's not a good one. So either way, well, all these are dead. Ooh, that's a spider. Okay.
Eat it, eat it,
Um,
eat it, eat it, eat it.
no, thank you. It might want to eat me instead. Um, either way. So I had him roll. He rolled a 1, which in some cases would be good, but not for this one. But he drank the potion. And
Ah, you cut out
so
again.
he was up to a whopping 2 HP. Wonderful, isn't it?
Yep,
So after that,
absolutely.
Captain Neckbeard here
Yep.
grabbed the middle potion, which was described as could be good or bad.
And I
So,
just described it as a nice, cool gray.
I described it.
Perfectly light,
I
perfectly
got.
dark. I described it.
I'm the DM.
I know, but I
Yeah,
described it.
yeah, I don't know why.
Because we were in the middle of an RP moment and I didn't want to ruin it by asking. So I made my own issue.
Yeah, it works. I worked with it like I do with most things that you guys throw at me.
For however long that lasts.
I don't know. I don't know. You guys are making me. You guys are making it to be a full-on campaign, so
Yeah.
maybe I'll let you guys live and actually play it out. I don't
You don't have to make it a huge campaign. You can make it
know.
like another till level 5 or something.
It depends on how much you guys enjoy it. If you guys keep enjoying it, I'll keep going. Why not? But
Oh
if
yeah.
not, yeah, nope. I'll find a malicious way to kill you guys for as revenge.
Funsies. So
Very.
we're in the field. We drink the. I force feed him the middle potion,
No, no,
half
no,
of
no,
it.
no.
No.
You forgot something.
Hmm.
Your brother took them took almost all the other potion or took all the other
That was
potions away.
after.
No, it was before.
Was it?
Yeah, it was before. He took all the potions away, and but you were left with that one because you held it in a different hand.
No, okay.
Oh, you British stronger than you, surprisingly.
British. I'm just technically stronger than him. He just rolled better than me. There's a difference.
The DM gods beg to differ, bitch. Either way.
Uh,
Actually, no, he's kind of weak right now.
He's kind
Okay.
of dead right now, but all right.
Yeah. But either way. So, what had happened was Captain Neckbeard here, after only having one potion left, he asked the goblin, was like, okay, you want to drink it? And I think the goblin at this point was just like, okay, the hell with it, I'll go. And he proceeded to drink it. So, I then made Captain Neckbeard here roll a d100. Now, what Captain Neckbeard didn't know is if he rolled a 50 or below, it was going to be
It's
bad.
gonna be bad. I
If he rolled,
assumed.
if he rolled a 51 or above, it was going to be good. He
Mm-hmm.
rolled a 75, or was it 74? Either way.
It was 70. Actually, it's the 73, but.
Really? I could have
Mm-hmm.
sworn it was 74 or 75. Either way, little details doesn't matter. So I had to then improvise. Okay, get out of my ear. What? Weird. I had to then improvise. Okay, what am I going to make this gray potion? And then I had an internal conversation with myself. It's gray. Let's make it night vision. Sure, let's go with that. It's too late now to back down. So I then told the goblin, okay, roll me a d10. And he's like, okay. So he rolled it, got a number, and I'm like, cool. Then I whispered to him, you now feel as if you can see in the dark for 7 hours because that's what he rolled. And of course, nobody else heard it. So then, Captain Neckbeard here asked the goblin, okay, how do you feel? He then looked at him and was like, everything is so bright. And I'll let you tell them what you did next.
Well, I simply said, "Well, that sounds fun," and then proceeded to down the rest of it.
Yup, making it to where now, if the goblin ever wants to make that potion again, he's going to have to go through a full plethora of stuff to do it. Because I was actually going to let him, I was going to let him study that half of the potion and recreate it.
Yeah,
But
well, I didn't know this was going to be a campaign. I was still expecting a one shot.
so was I.
So were you.
Either way, he then downed it, and it was going to be like, oh, and then I made him roll the same, and he got 2 hours of telling him the same thing. So then they were like, okay, let's continue on. For some reason, Captain Neckbeard here thought it was a good idea to have the person who already has dark vision, who just drank a potion of night vision, stare straight up into the evening sun.
Oh, that was that was not on accident. That was just being a dick. I was straight
Yeah.
up on purpose. I had him attached to the back of an axe, and then I stuck the axe in the ground, so he was forced to stare straight up, just like
What
a dick.
what did he do to
He
make
just
you so mad?
no, nothing. I'm just a dick. There's nothing specific. I'm
Yeah, I
simply
understand.
a cunt.
Even though you almost have the smallest peepee.
I
Mhm.
did not.
Actually, no, you're tied.
I was almost second. I was second place. I was almost first place, but he rolled a 12. If he rolled anything other than a 12, I would have been tied for first.
Yeah. Except
Yeah,
I still would have given him the, soft attribute, but me.
bullshit. Fair.
He I had to give him something.
Fair enough.
Okay. So either way, after that little menagerie, Captain Neckbeard,
Mhm.
went to go be pouty because his potions were stolen. Because
Yep.
if you guys have not known, Captain Neckbeard here is a heavy gambler. He has spent his life savings on all of these scratch tickets that I
This
now
is
collect.
actually not a lie. I am a violent gambler.
He just hasn't spent his
I
life
I
saving.
have a problem.
So yeah, him having a bunch of potions that he has no idea is not a good idea. Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah, I
Oh
was gonna drink.
god.
I was gonna give him every single one of them one by one. By the way.
Oh god. That sounds about right. Oh god, am I gonna have to learn how to play blackjack or something so you can have that in your I
Do you
won't.
not know how to play blackjack? It's fine. We'll discuss it later.
Yeah. Either way. Um okay. So after that, the turtle, I guess, and everybody else wanted to go to the tavern or something? I don't know. What exactly were they
I
wanting to
said I
do?
said we should look for the inn for the night.
Yeah, and while you were pouting,
Yeah.
like, walking away, and then the turtle
No,
was
no,
like,
no. We wanted to go. We wanted to go to the old man's house.
"Right, right, right," while you were pouting.
Yeah,
Um, yes, I'm going
and I
to
had
keep
the key.
emphasizing that. So,
It's fine. I
the turtle
also referred to it as pouting.
so the turtle, who was taller than the wheat, kinda just was like, "Okay, so, we're going." And then Captain Neckbeard here was like, "Okay, we'll go." So, they started leaving, and should we include the fact that we had a break? Or no?
We had a little. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be. It has to be mentioned because of what happens after the break.
Yeah. Okay.
Was it lunch break? What was the break? I don't remember. I think
What
this was lunch break.
Yeah, it was lunch break. I know for that for certain. So
Okay, well, it was lunch break.
for anybody who didn't realize, this was all done because our school kind of gave us like a free day, I guess. And we ended up having to go to lunch. Yeah. We'll have to continue this later. I will
All
see
right.
you in a bit.
Do not leave the call.
I might have to.
Oh, god damn it. All right, fine. But all right, fine. We'll make this a two-parter.
Okay.
And thematically, just as that pause happened in the game, we had to go take a pause in real life because
Haha.
somebody had to go do a dinner.
Shut up. You took longer.
I took longer, but I also went to take a piss. So,
How long did it take you to piss?
wouldn't you like to know, Fed boy?
No, the viewers would.
The viewers at home, they already know. They don't know they know, but they know.
Okay then. So where were we? All right.
It was
Um.
right after we were starting to go back towards town to rob an old man of his house.
Right. 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 So
Old man's
after
already dead.
yeah. So after lunch, one of the players, the turtle, was like, "Oh, I have to go practice for basketball." So me being the DM, I had to figure out how to do this. So, $5 to anybody in the audience who can figure out how I took rid of. Okay, you've had enough time to guess. A ballista went straight through his chest.
You cut out again.
I said a ballista went straight through his chest.
Congratulations. He's now dead.
Indeed he is. And now this is where the fun begins.
This is where
So
the fun begins.
it really
Now
is.
this is pod racing.
Okay. So
Now this is pod race.
so what
Time
the
to kill a
players
man.
haven't known this entire time is about to start taking effect. So whenever
Well,
the
I mean, we figured it out pretty damn quick. Not gonna lie. Not
oh,
to toot my own
somewhat.
cock
No, no, no,
here.
no. No, you had an idea. You guys did not know.
We didn't know what specifically, but we knew what was happening.
Yeah, well, let me finish and then yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Love you,
So what
bitch.
ended up happening was while they were running, I had them roll a wisdom check. So by the time they got in, everybody had
What
forgotten.
was the DC, by the way? I want to know what was the DC.
DC of out of
Yeah.
combat was 25.
Holy shit.
I was not making it easy.
Okay.
So literally, you guys had the chance like an NPC. Well, technically, the NPCs didn't have a chance. They failed no matter what. I don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you guys could have rolled a nat 20, and you guys would have succeeded and completely thrown my entire plan out of whack. Hence and why I made it possible, but not probable.
Mhm. Right.
Theoretically, if you had even a +4 and then you were proficient in wisdom checks, you could have
Could have gotten
succeeded,
on a 19. Yeah.
but, you didn't, so,
I did
ah.
not.
But either way, all of them failed, yeah, not surprisingly, and by the time they even got to the gate, they had forgotten who the turtle was. Now, Captain Neckbeard here was still in a rage with his battle axe trying to go murder whoever killed his brother.
Where did the ballista come from, by the way? Because we never find out in game.
No, you don't, because you guys never looked for the ballista afterwards.
Well, because we didn't know that there was a ballista still.
Exactly. You wanna know something?
Hmm.
It came out of my ass.
Man, I could have guessed that one.
Yeah, you know on how I was stumbling calling it a great arrow at first?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because my brain was thinking great arrow at first.
Good job.
But you guys said ballista, and I'm like, "Yep, yep, that
That's
works.
that's what that is. Yep.
Yep."
Yep.
But, okay,
I
either way,
assumed.
back to the story.
Yep.
So, now the rage-filled barbarian who wanted to avenge his brother, by the time he had gotten back, not even into the middle of the courtyard, he had forgotten completely why he was angry, and for some reason, I took very much so satisfaction in this. I don't know why, I just did.
Yeah. So your little shenanigans led to more deaths, and it's entirely your fault.
Hey, in my defense, they could have been prevented if you guys weren't murder hobos, they would have happened anyways.
Not a murder hobo. I own an entire town. I'm just a murderer. Thank you very much.
You're right.
I
Hold
have a
on.
house. I just murder people.
I need to
There's
calculate how
a
much
difference.
XP you guys got from all that anyways. Speak
9,000 XP. We're all level
speaking of how you
7.
can hear the little children screaming.
What about little children?
Nothing, you can't hear them.
Okay.
Okay, so either way, I don't know why, but I found the utmost enjoyment whenever the barbarian had forgotten why he was angry. I don't know why, but it was fun. But either way, as
Because I
soon as that
played
had
it
happened,
well. Because I'm a
yeah,
fantastic actor.
I'm glad that you guys didn't metagame. It would have thrown the entire thing off, and I would have gotten
No, you
very
never
pissed
met a
off.
game. No, no,
I
no. I
know,
don't
but
at least.
there's people out there that would. And
Yeah,
I
no,
will
no.
tell you this, ever metagame in my game, and you will hit a very large brick wall. wall. It's
Yeah.
called death, and you will immediately be ejected from the campaign.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I would never. You don't. Metagaming ruins the fun.
Oh my god. I have come up with the perfect thing. Okay. So any future DMs, present DMs, anything. If any player ever starts the metagame, hit them with this. It is called the fourth wall. It slaps them and they immediately die. Ta-da.
Man, you sure are creative.
I don't know why, but it's funny. And we have my fun, okay? Okay,
Right. Uh huh.
either way. As we damn it. How much of that cut off?
None of it. None of it. We heard it all.
Oh, okay, fun. Nice. Either way. Um, hmm, birds. Either way, as soon as this happened, they were all like, "Wait a sec, what?" And then they tested on whether or not the old man was still there. So they went to go check, and lo and behold, I made them roll, and they failed once again, and
Yep.
none of them remembered. Mr. Captain Neckbeard here was like,
You did say. You
"Okay,
specifically said we remembered that we forgot something. And I wanna I
what?
wanna make this evidently clear so
Did I?
that it details. Yes, you did. You
Okay,
said you forgot something. You don't remember what, but you remember that you forgot something.
okay. I believe that. Lots
And
of things happened.
because you said that, it dictated my next action.
Okay, and his
So
next action
I'll let you
was
you take it from
yeah,
here. I'll take it when I
yeah.
feel like it.
His next action was, "Okay, I know I've forgotten something. I don't know what, but I've forgotten something." And I guess he had, like, the spurge of the moment to test it, and,
Yeah.
well, I guess it kinda makes sense. You guys have random stuff on you that you don't know, and, yay.
Yeah, I just had a random dude's house keys. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had potions. I guess those kind of explained, but they stole like his
Actually, well,
money and shit.
you guys know exactly why you got potions.
Well, yeah, from the goblin, but they stole his money and shit like that, and I had the old man's house keys. So I knew something was wrong, and I
Yeah.
knew that I'd forgotten something. So I thought, well, what's the easiest way to try and remember something is make it something easy to remember. So I go, all right, I'm a small little puppy dog. I'm 2 foot tall gnoll. Uh, and I said, all right, I'm gonna try and pretend to be a dog. I'm gonna try and lure in a small child nearby. Right? It's making sense right now.
Yeah,
Some
keep going.
a little
I'm
bit of
going to
convincing,
just
little bit of
continue.
convincing later. A little bit of convincing later, I was able to get the parent and the child to come at once. And as they both came, not like that, you sick fucks. They came around the corner with
No,
us.
that's for later.
So I jumped up from being a small dog and then proceeded to hit them in the I hit the lady in the chest with a great axe, killing her instantly.
You
And
cut
as
off
a
her head.
yeah, I cut off her head, and then as a gnoll, I have this funny little ability called Rampages. When you reduce a creature to 0 hit points with a melee attack on your turn, you may, as a bonus action, use up to half your movement to make another bite attack. So guess what I immediately did after? I bit the child in half. And,
Big surprise there. No one will ever guess that.
yeah, so I killed them both. And then we went, all right, now we have to just remember this. And so I turned around, walked about 10 feet, walked back. I'm like, I still remember it, right? He's like, yeah. All right, fine. I walk 200 feet. Do I still remember it? Yeah. Okay.
It was
I,
not 200 feet. You walked to the gate.
yeah. And then I told, well, I don't know how you never described how big the town was, so I don't know. Anyway, point being is I then walked back and I said, all right, femboy, stay here. Goblin, you come with me. The goblin came with me and he sat at the edge of town because I thought maybe it was something with the proximity of the town because we had left town and then we came back. And so that was my train of thought at the time. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go run to the corner. I'm going to run into the fields and I'm going to run back here. And hopefully I don't forget you. So I ran out and then I ran back and everything was still fine. It's like, all right, fine. And so I took the goblin with me, and we both went into the fields, and we sat there for an hour, just doing nothing. Then we run back, and then we were like, "Why the fuck were we gone for an hour?"
So do you want to know context?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay. So it's funny because I made conditions on how this was going to work.
Uh
So
huh.
for the event to happen, you had to be away for more than 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and at most there could only have been one person near it.
Mhm.
So if you guys had stayed out for 1 minute longer, it would have came.
Nice.
That's why you guys ended up having to use your short rest, which is perfectly fine. It still made it fun, and yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, and now I'll tell you guys from the DM's perspective. So while they were doing all this, they were testing, of course, to what they now know was the should I
No, no,
should
no,
I
no,
do it?
no,
Yeah, I was about to
no,
say, I'm like, nah, no,
no, no, no, no, no.
no.
I mean, if they know, they know at this point because I probably mentioned it multiple times. I'll probably edit it. You know what? I'm gonna edit out every time we mention what it is at this point.
I don't think we
So
said it a single time.
I've probably said it a couple of times.
Maybe, I don't know.
Also, there's an entire video describing what happens at the very end. So
Well, yeah, but okay, everybody, if you're watching this video, immediately stop watching the other one.
don't watch the other one. Well, I have it in the description. Watch it after.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Be a
yeah.
good boy. Don't do it.
Watch it in the right order, but yeah. Either way, um, what was I saying? All right. So after they left for so long, I had the Femboy roll a wisdom check. And now here's the funny thing. If he had rolled past the 15, he would have succeeded.
Hmm.
But he rolled a 14.
Nope.
And it was funny because at the table, I had literally said to them, well, that makes my job easier. And none of them knew why until now. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's absolutely hilarious.
Yep.
But even the Femboy, who was watching the bodies, did not remember, and I absolutely love it. But either way, after
Yep.
that, they were like, "Okay, we'll go to the go to the old man's house." And oh god, now does it really start kicking up?
Yeah. We literally just tested the key on every single door. By the way, just thought I'd mention that
God damn it.
in case
Uh,
anyone's like, "How did they know which house was the old man?" We checked literally every single house.
yep. And no one cared because everybody was just like, "Okay, yeah, maybe probably forgot where he lived. Yeah, happens." Like nobody cared. They had already seen this man doing weird shit. They've got what the fuck?
Oh,
Okay.
it only gets weirder too.
Oh, okay.
Only gets better.
Oh yeah. So then what happened was after they found the house, Captain Neckbeard ended up going upstairs and checking the old man's room. This was,
Mhm.
as they have now found out, this was the old man was rich,
Mhm.
and we'll figure out why in a minute. So,
I
uh,
robbed his ass.
he really did. He found over one platinum coin, and if any D&D nerds out there know, that's a lot. That
Yep.
that's like a
It's like the equivalent of just finding $100 back in the 1920s.
no, like
You got some dough.
one. It would actually, yeah, it would be like $100. Don't mind me.
Stupid
Um,
fuck.
maybe. Uh, your intelligence stat is lower than mine, huh? Suck it.
My penis stat's bigger than yours, so
What are you talking about?
bitch.
You guys are playing on my penis.
No, wait, what?
Did you not know the entire world? It's the DM's penis.
That's hot.
Always has been. Always will be.
Nice.
But
So does
either way.
that mean at the end when the creature burrows out of a tunnel, it's pulling out of your urethra?
Goblin
That's what I thought. Suffer.
regrets.
Yep.
It's okay. We don't talk about the time that you stuck your.
Joke's on you. You cut out. Haha.
I said we don't talk about the time that you stuck your dick in the earth.
I've done that before. Yeah.
I believe that. Okay, either way. So he found the money, and he also found a fedora, which
Yeah.
he
I wanted
explicitly wanted to find something else.
I wanted to make an excuse of why I was still up there. It's like, oh, I found this hat.
Yeah, whenever he
Cool
came
hat.
down, that is what he told his partners in crime. Yep, that's exactly what I'm gonna call it, partners in crime.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then oh god, the the artificer was looking in the pantries for any type of explosive or chemicals. I then had to explain to them that this is medieval. They don't
Not medieval
fucking
times.
keep
This is a
that shit.
kitchen. Anyway, what's up? What were we talking
I
about?
kept coming out, don't I?
Yep.
Oh, I said that they didn't keep that stuff in their pantries.
Right.
And then Captain Netbird told him that I was like, "Ah, check the bathroom." And I'm like, okay." And then
I
I
don't think he ever
immediately
actually
talked
did.
about no, no, I'm about to say it. And then I
Yeah.
immediately talked about the cellar. No, somebody's
Yeah.
oh yeah, the femboy called out, was like, "Check the cellar." I don't know where he thought of that, but I I genuinely don't remember. Do you?
No. I think he was just thinking. 'Cause you said he was rich, so he was probably wondering out of character where he was getting his money from. So he's
Yeah,
probably
and
like,
then he
"Oh no, it
started
was
out
because you said it was." No, no, no. It was because you said it was a two-story house, and so
yeah.
he probably was like, "Oh, it's probably got a cellar or some shit."
Yeah, so they, skipped the bathroom, thankfully, and just went straight to the, cellar, which, Captain Neckbeard, go ahead and tell the class, how did you open the
Oh,
unlocked cellar?
yeah. I did it as any reasonable man would. I immediately smashed it in half with a natural 20, completely destroying it.
Yep. Yeah, that class is, what Captain Neckbeard does to unlock, uh
Yeah.
so just
You
so you know,
say
unlock
that,
your cellars.
you say that like I knew. I
I
didn't even
told you.
attempt to open the
I
door before
I
I'd smashed it.
I told you.
You told me as I was about to roll, and I said I'm already gonna roll.
Yeah. But either way, they ended up, opening up the cellar, and lo and behold, there's a bunch of prostitutes. No, they wish.
Again, we did make the joke though to try and like justify it to ourselves that this guy was probably like a serial killer.
They tried, no, no, he was just a local brewery, and, in his basement was just a bunch of kegs of alcohol, which, Captain Neckbeard, you wanna share to the class what you did
Oh
then
yeah, I
proceeded to
immediately
do?
opened one of them and then broke off the bottom of it and essentially shotgunned an entire keg.
Surprisingly enough, he rolled. Of course, I made him roll. It was not going to be an easy roll. But lo and behold, this man with his con succeeded by 1.
Ooh, rolled a 22 by the way,
You
just to
rolled
let
a
the
1.
class know. What was it? 21.
Yeah. The DC
All right,
is
I lied.
20. And this man got away with it. And the only reason why it was only 20 was because it was just normal ale.
Hmm.
Now, at the back of the room was some dwarven spirits.
I still never drank any of that yet.
No, for the love of God, I was hoping that you were going to shotgun one, and then I was gonna be like, "Ha, ha, yes,
Liver failure.
yes."
Lamau.
Because I was gonna make the, DC I think, for Dwarven, I was gonna make it, like, 30, which, to do that, you would have had to roll a natural 20, and if you did, I was just gonna be like, "Oh, hello, Wall, I meet you again," which I end up doing later on in this campaign.
Multiple times.
God. But either way. So what ended up happening down there was, I'll give you a quick rundown. There was 3 kegs of dwarven ale. 1 keg
Hmm.
was siphoned into 3 wine bottles. And what did he do with the other half? I think he just left it there.
So what about the dwarven ale?
Yeah, I think he left.
Uh, he drank one. I did funky thing with the other, and then stole another one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the artificer grabbed 3 bottles of the dwarven ale, probably to make Molotovs. I kept hearing them
Chanting.
chanting Molotov. So that's probably something I'm gonna have to deal with later on. Um, the other keg, Captain Neckbeard.
Yep.
Oh my god! Once again, did the unreasonable and picked it up. Yes, I made him roll a strength save. And then he slammed it down on the ground, busting it open. And then he proceeded
Yep.
to grab the other one, which I also made him roll his thing straightforward. God, this man does not like rolling low.
Well, not
Um,
yet, at least.
no, not yet. Thank
Not when it's
God.
funny.
Oh God, yeah. Actually, it's kind of good that you rolled low on the that part. But yeah, we'll get to that in a
Yeah.
minute. So either way, he then
Yep.
did that. So they all proceeded to leave the settler. By the way, the Finboy had a glass of normal ale. He didn't even have. I don't think I even made him roll for that. It was just
No.
one glass.
Yeah, you didn't have him roll.
Yeah, no, it was pointless. Either way. Then Captain Neckbeard told the artificer to essentially make the entire building a Molotov.
No, I smashed one of the kegs on the floor and I said, light this bitch on fire, no evidence. Because at this point, we don't remember that we murdered the person who owns this place. All I know is I have somebody's house key and we essentially just robbed a bitch. So
So
I
for all you
simply,
know, you robbed yourself.
for all we know. Well, I knew it wasn't my key. I just knew it was a
Yeah.
key that I had. Well, yeah, because I wasn't from this town.
True. It was even funny
Yeah,
because at the beginning of the campaign, I remember somebody asking, like, "Hey, can I be from here?" And I immediately looked
it
and
was
was
the
like,
femboy.
no, you cannot. And there's a very explicit reason as to why.
Yep.
So either way, after that, Captain Neckbeard, you wanna share to the class what you screamed out whenever everybody started looking at you funny whenever you walked out of the house?
Oh yeah, we said he's a bootlegger. He didn't have a permit either. Uh, I screamed, he doesn't have a permit. There's a bunch of meth heads in the basement.
It
Burn
was
it
even
all
funnier
down.
because yeah, they said that, and then I made one of the NPCs go up to Captain Neckbeard and
Yep.
put his hand on his shoulder and be like, "Nobody lived there." Do you remember what you responded to him that way?
I said I don't know what meth heads were in the basement, but they're dead now. Yep.
This,
I
ladies and gents, is who you have as your host. I hope you enjoy that. But oh
yep.
gosh, it's only at the beginning of this.
I even convinced the
Yeah,
guards, which I think is even funnier.
yeah, yeah, you did.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Okay, and then what they ended up doing was they went to the inn afterwards. So they all went to the inn. Captain Neckbeard still holding the entire thing of dwarven ale. Who is tipsy, by the way, because I was not.
I was tipsy. You didn't get me away scot free.
No, God, no, I couldn't. Not with you. I gotta
Hee
at
hee.
least.
Hee
I
hee.
gotta give you something to. I don't. I would say work with, but that would be too accurate. Because the entire rest of this entire session, he was acting partially drunk until one certain point where he suddenly got sober. Um, for reasons.
Did I ever get sober at some point?
Yes,
Wait,
you
did I
definitely
ever end up
sober.
sober?
You were definitely sober for that part.
Oh,
No.
I sobered up at the end?
You sounded very sober for that.
Fair enough.
So, actually, it makes sense, but we'll explain that in a bit.
We'll explain it in a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So Captain Neckbeard walked up to the owner of this place and
Mm.
you wanna talk about how this went down?
Oh yeah, I walked up to him and I just ordered a room. That was very simple.
Yeah, he ordered a room. The
Yep.
barkeep told him that it was I told him
It
20
was.
copper because
It
he
was.
wanted a
Yep.
room for all of you guys.
Yep.
Um, Captain Neckbeard, then being tipsy, gave him a full-on silver coin, which, for people who don't know, is worth an entire 100 copper. So he essentially paid for it 5 times over.
Yep.
The, the innkeeper, who was suddenly very nice to them, was like, "Would you also like food with that?" And Captain
Just
Neckbeard was
meat.
like, "Yes,
Give me
bring
meat.
only meat," and
Meat.
handed the innkeeper another, silver.
Yep.
And I don't remember how the topic got brought up.
Oh, I just seeing that he wanted one silver and he was like, "This is super like good." I was like, "Oh, okay. So clearly these people don't have a lot of money." So I gave him the old man's platinum and said, "Let me buy the bar."
I wasn't gonna let him get it that easy. So I made him roll a negotiation.
hmm
The first time, he failed,
Yeah,
but for the fun of it, I gave him something a little bit more fun. I told him,
you cut out.
yeah, I'll even do it as the innkeeper. Give
hmm
me the platinum coin, 5 gold coin, and the keg of ale. And how did you respond to that, Neckbeard?
I said, "Okay." Gave it to him.
He then handed it to him, and oh my god, the next thing that happened, he then told his companions, out of character, were robbing him afterwards.
Oh yeah, I literally looked at everyone. I was like, I waited till he walked away, and I just went, "Yeah, we're gonna get all that money back in like a second.
Because
We're all of it back."
whenever he gave him that stuff, the innkeeper took the keg of ale with one hand, mind you. I was trying to give him a hint. It was not going very well, because some reckless little fucking retard. Either way, um, what was I saying? Oh yeah. He walked out, and then that's whenever Captain Neckbeard said that. So
hmm
then what had happened was Captain Neckbeard was gonna go tell all the tenants, all 3 of them, that, there's new management. So the first room that he encountered that had people, there was a sock on the door that he did not, notice. He walked in.
Don't act like you described it.
You
You
did not
described the
ask.
actor. I didn't.
So, don't try that. You tried that on me, I'm putting it on you now. Suck it.
Mhm.
Either way,
Oh yeah. I'm so emotionally distraught after what happens after.
I am.
You should be. I
So,
still have to clean the sheets.
you
Actually, we made the
do.
other guy do it.
Yeah, right, yeah, he did.
Yep.
You'll find out what he was referring to in, about 5 seconds. So what then happened was, Captain Neckbeard here, the little gnome, went up to the couple that was in bed, doing the dirty. If,
Yep.
uh by the way, all children should probably leave right about now.
No children watch this. No one watches this. Don't act.
Hey,
Don't act like
hey,
anyone
hey,
watches
you
this.
never know.
Also, I already murdered a child and a parent and an old man at this point. But now, this is the point where you're like, all right, come on, kids. Not now, not here.
Yeah, well, the birds and the bees and the axe is 2 different things.
Mm,
So either way. So what then happened was, the man insulted Captain Neckbeard, who is a
yep.
2-foot knoll, mind you,
Called me a
because
midget.
he interrupted him. Yeah, the man called him a midget because yeah. Captain
Yeah.
Neckbeard, then do you wanna do this? Or should I?
Oh yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay.
I was not gonna be having that, so I immediately split his dick off with an
With the
axe,
great
with my
axe.
great axe. Yeah.
You want to tell me? You want to tell the class what you did to the poor woman?
Oh yeah. Well, as a knoll, I used my bonus action to run half my movement, and I bit her in half. I bit her tits off.
He bit her tits off, and he sliced his dick in half.
Yep.
Uh, this is where we were talking about that the bed sheets had to be cleaned because he made the guy bleed to death from his genitalia, which, if you did not know, is an actual thing. It's kind of terrifying. If you have your dick cut off, you will bleed to death.
Hell
In
yeah.
fact, on
Noted.
gabbo. Really, you didn't know that?
I, no. When the fuck did that come? When would that come out in like a normal conversation?
I don't know. When do you find out all your random facts?
I don't know. Normally, when I'm in a verge of murdering somebody, and they just start shouting random things in panic.
Sure. Either way, as we were saying, blah, blah, blah. He, yeah, he then dealt with that accordingly, and by that, he literally just put somebody else to do it for him. Um,
Yep.
then he went to the next room that had somebody in it. He unlocked the door. He walked in, and it's quite actually hilarious
Mm.
because he saw a sleeping mat. He walked up to the sleeping mat. He woke up the sleeping man. The sleeping man looked
By
at him and was like,
violently screaming in his face, I might add.
the sleeping man then looked at the null and was just like, "Huh, sleeping man, what are you? What are you doing here? Huh?" Uh, uh,
Eh,
and then Captain Beard was like, "Yeah, I'm the new owner." And he's like, "Okay, what do you want?" He's like, "No, nothing. Just wanted to tell you." He's like, "Okay." Then Captain Neckbeard was just like, "I like you."
Gave him
And then,
free drinks if he came
if I'm not
downstairs.
mistaken, he then told him this like, "Yeah, when you come down
And he
and
did
you're
get
the
his free
sleeping."
drink.
No, no, he
They
didn't.
all did.
He was still sleeping.
Oh, was he? Oh, so he's just. Ooh, that poor soul.
It's okay. He died in.
All right. Oh well.
Okay, and then he left the room. And oh god, what happened next?
What do you mean after going downstairs?
Yeah, you went downstairs. You
Oh, well,
told the
I went and hunted
artificer.
the. I went to go hunt down the
Right,
guy
right,
who
right.
sold
You
this
told
to
the
me.
artificer to first clean up the room because the artificer was trying to find you and heard the axe. He's like, oh, so that happened.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, then he went to go find the barkeep, who he found in another two-story house.
And I
Uh,
proceeded to climb up his wall to break into his house.
and it's quite hilarious because he found a balcony, and the barkeep was waiting there for him, and was just like, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for some reason, Captain Neckbeard then proceeded to think that it would be a good idea to fight him. No, no, no. First, Captain Neckbeard was
I tried
saying, "Yeah,
convincing him as I always do. Diplomatic route first. You know how it
yeah,
is.
go ahead, explain that."
Well, I was just like, hey, I was wondering if you had the deed because people weren't listening to me. That was
And do
all.
you
I
remember
was
where he
trying to
told
get
you
the.
it was?
It was in the store. Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
You do have good enough memory to, so I don't have to remind you in the next session.
Nope. I remember. He was. Yeah. He was like, yeah, it was still in the thing. I was like, yeah. Well then, I actually don't remember what I kept. I just kept bullshitting
And
until I
then,
could get him
yeah, let
into
me
an
finish.
advantageous
I'll tell
spot.
you what you did.
Okay.
And then the barkeeper's like, "Yeah, it's next to the reward." And then this man was just like, "Oh, rewards, you say? What for?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's the only end. I did my job properly, so yeah, I got rewards." He's like, "Yeah, okay. You want to keep those, or?" And he's like, "No, I'm retired. I don't care enough anymore." And at this point, uh, Batman, also known as Captain Neckbeard, decided, okay, this is the time of where I'm going to try to go
Murder.
murder. Yeah, that's the word. So he for once in this final fucking campaign,
Rolled shit.
rolled low.
I
Uh,
rolled constantly shit throughout this entire fight, by the way.
yeah. So
I rolled shit until it mattered.
he-
Rolled shit until it mattered.
he rolled. He went to I'll just give you guys the play-by-play on how it did without the rolls. So Captain Neckbeard swung his axe, and the old barkeep caught it, and then was like, "What are you doing?" Captain Neckbeard was like, "Okay, nothing," and then proceeded to bite him.
Yeah.
And then it was just the barkeep was like, "Okay, that's it," and he went to punch him. It did not work. He missed. Then
We both rolled dog shit in this fight.
yeah, and
This was a constant
then
back and forth of like terrible rolls.
he went to no, didn't yeah, no. And then he went to go swing again with a hatchet that he had at his side. Then the barkeep was like, "Okay, that's it. I've had enough." And he decked him in the schnoz.
Yeah.
It was quite nice. Then what had happened was after he got decked in the schnoz, he was like, "Okay, okay, I'm good." And then he rolls to swing at him again. His axe cuts again.
Yeah.
And then he's like, uh, uh, here it is. The barkeep's like, "Give me a gold and you can be on your way." So Captain Neckbeard then proceeded to give him the gold
Yeah.
and then swing again.
Yeah.
This time he finally hit. And it was just, he scraped him, expecting him to die, I'm guessing. And he just stood there and was
I was
staring him dead
expecting him
in the
to have
eyes.
like maybe 20 health or something, and he did have more than 20 health or something.
And it was just like, oh, oh, oh. I think this is the point that Captain Neckbeard was like, oh, oh, he's not a normal.
Well, I assumed he wasn't normal. I just didn't realize how strong he was gonna be.
Yeah. Then, the barkeep was tired of a shit and swung twice at him.
Yep.
I could not roll very well and missed both times.
Yep.
That's sad.
Yeah. That double swing though was the thing that tipped me over to like, all right, well now we definitely can't be having any of this.
And
Yeah, this is
then,
not a fight I want to be part of right now.
he attacked again, and this time he actually hit again, which he
Yep.
didn't know, but he had finally brought him down to half health. Then what had happened was the barkeep had his axe and was like, "Okay, I got a new toy," and swung the axe at him twice. Yeah,
Missed
and
again.
yeah, I missed
Both
both times.
times.
If you can't tell, I did not roll very well today, which will definitely be present later on.
Yeah.
So,
Poor soul.
yeah. And then what had happened was, how exactly did it go? I don't remember that. And then,
Well, you were like, "Why are you doing this?" And I just went, "I wanted the beer back."
oh yeah, and the barkeep was just like, Is that it?" And he's like, "Yeah, originally came for the money, but I'll settle for the beer." And this tired old um barkeep, who's a retired adventurer and just wanted to live out the rest of his life, was like, "Fine, fine, 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 just take it." And then he takes a step back, still holding on to Neckbeard's axe, and he looks at it and he's like, "This is a piece of shit." And he goes over to his bedside and he pulls out this majestic axe. And he's like, "Okay, give me 3 gold and I'll trade you." And
I gave it to him.
Neckbeard, Yeah. How did you respond to that?
Oh, I gave it to him, and then you said it was a very nice, powerful axe, correct?
I told you that it was a +2 axe.
Yeah, and I saw that as a +2 extra way to hit, so
Yeah.
I rolled it.
So
I went to go hit him again.
while the bartender was putting Neckbeard's old axe under his bed for a new sidearm, of course. You always gotta
Yeah,
have a battle axe to protect yourself.
yeah.
He Neckbeard saw this as an opportunity and went to strike at the old man's back.
Mhm.
I immediately had him roll a wisdom save
What
that he
was the
failed.
DC on it, by the way?
I think it was 15. It was doable.
No, because I rolled a 16.
Was it? Did I make it a
Yeah,
20?
I got a 16 total.
Right, it was 20. It was doable still.
Yeah.
But I could have sworn it was 15. I don't know. Either way, brain. Either way, as soon as he tried to attack, the axe said no, and it stopped him midair and slapped him. Like the
Yep.
side of the blade just kind of slapped him in the face. And Captain Neckbeard was immediately like, "Oh, I should have expected this."
I honestly should have, but I didn't expect why. I assumed something like this was gonna happen, because you
And
just
then,
handed the handed the murder guy the murder weapon, and
yeah.
I was like, so he's expecting this to happen, so fuck it. Give the people
So
what they want.
then what had happened was
Yep.
everybody at the table was like, "That's his wife, isn't it?" I think you started it, and everybody's like,
I did. I made the joke that I was like, this is just his wife, isn't it?
And what was funny, I had thought of it before he had actually said anything, but whenever he did, I was just like, "And I'm still rolling. I don't care."
Said,
So
well,
I
wife now.
then what had happened? Did the axe talk first, or did you talk first?
The no, the axe slapped me, and I said, so what's up with the axe, buddy?
The axe then proceeded to talk to him, if I'm not mistaken.
No, the
Saying,
old man just kind of stared at me for a second, then it started talking.
"Right,
The
right,
old man was like,
right."
so what's up with that, buddy? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he literally just, looked at him and was just like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then, the I told, Captain Neckbeard that, the axe started talking to him in a feminine voice, saying, "I will not let you do that."
Woman, woman.
And then he started having a mental conversation with it,
Yep.
being like, "Are you guys married or something?" And then, um, she responded with, "I will not let you kill my husband." And then
Yeah,
he looked at the barkeep and was just like, "Is
ex-husband.
this your wife?" And he just kinda was like, "No."
This man sold me his wife for 3 gold pieces, and you dare try to make me out to be the villain?
Yes, for what you're about to do.
I gave them a happy ending.
Ladies and gents, his happy ending is, fun.
His happy ending is fun, if you know what I
Oh
mean.
god. Oh god, I just realized they both had to watch that. I'm gonna make it funny. I'm making it funny.
They did have to watch that.
I'm making it funny. You guys will notice it next session.
Well, they're just gonna be crying.
No, better,
Okay. They're going to kill themselves.
better.
Oh,
You'll find out later.
okay.
Actually, maybe after this, I'll tell you. Maybe.
Okay.
Either way. Um, then they had a nice, lovely chat about just talking to each other, and somehow Neckbeard had convinced the old man that he would put his soul also in the axe.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
know so much about magic, guys. You have no idea.
and
And there's so
then,
many magics.
no, you said that your goblin knew a lot about magics.
Yeah, but I knew I could do it. I just didn't want to take all the glory.
And then he proceeded to ask the old man, the old bartender, to help him raid his own home. And then I had him roll an investigation check.
I try to convince
Very
an old man to rob himself.
Oh my god. Here's the really funny part. Um, he then went over to his dresser and opened it and found a nice looking paper.
A nice fancy note. Probably
And
something
while
important.
he was in his tipsy state, he couldn't fully read it. And he even heard in his head the wife saying, "Oh, that's what we forgot." Y Hey, kids, you
Yeah,
you wanna know what your, pride and joy, Captain Neckbeard here did?
I ate it. I
He
hated
fucking
it.
ate the paper.
I hated it.
The wife was now angered at him and stopped talking for a bit.
'Cause couldn't keep her shut up the whole time though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's shady, and it's funny. I love it. But, then what had happened was the husband still didn't know.
Husband
But,
doesn't know.
then they Captain Neckbeard then proceeded to jump out of the balcony to go back into the bar. A little bit followed by, the, bartender carrying the keg that he had just rightfully gotten back to the bar. In
Yeah.
bar, pina colada. Um,
Getting caught in the rain.
thankfully
Sorry,
it's
what's
not
up?
raining. Either way, then what had happened was, they got to the bar. He, Captain Neckbeard here immediately went up to the gobble and was like, "Hey, you know a lot about soul stuff, right? Right? Right?" And the goblin was just like, "You mean spirits?" And he's like, "Yeah, souls, things." No, you said ghosts.
Yeah.
You were
I
saying
said,
ghosts, and he's like,
you,
"Spirits?"
you know all about ghosts, right? Yeah, ghosts.
So then they they were in the cellar when this happened, and then it was just funny because the way that Captain Neckbeard told uh, told the goblin was he touched him on his head with the axe, and
So
then
he could
that
talk to
established
X.
a bond with the goblin, and now the, axe told him told the goblin that, it was just saying hi, practically.
Yeah,
Just prove, like, "Hey, there's a soul in here." And then it was funny because then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna need a few materials. I'm gonna need a soul stone." I then described to him, so I could save time, um, that they did not notice a soul stone in it. And then he was like, "Oh, okay." And then him being an artificer, being smart, thank the Lord,
hmm,
casted, inspection on it.
identify, dumbass.
I identify inspection, potato, potato. Um, he then figured out that this axe could absorb someone's soul if they were willing. And he's like, "Oh, cool." And then he relayed this information to Captain Deckbeard, who immediately tried to kill the old man with it, who
Again,
ducked out
yeah.
of the way and was like, "No, Brad, I wanna go to my room." And he's like, "No, you're not going all the way." And then he pointed at the room inside of the tavern. He's like, "No, I wanna go to my room." And then I had to explain to them, like, "Yeah, he has a room. I explicitly drew this out for you guys. It's where he stays whenever it's, like, a late night shift and he doesn't feel like walking home." And he's like, "Okay, fine, but I don't wanna clean up your blood." The old man kind of went, fine." So what he did, took out the sheets, took out everything, and then he flipped over the mattress, and he's like, "Are you happy?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And then immediately, as soon as he got on the bed and got comfy, Captain Neckbeard, slashed him in the head.
Chop the bitch in half. Yep.
No, 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 it just split his skull, and then he was prepared to clean up the blood. And then I described to them as his entire body was absorbed into the axe. There was no bloodstain. And, how did you feel about that, Captain Neckbeard?
I didn't give a shit. It just meant less work for me.
Yeah, he was just like,
Let
"Oh,
me
cool.
let
I'd
me
like to check it
rephrase.
out."
Less work for the goblin, because I wasn't gonna do shit.
Yeah, seriously.
I bought the store. That's all that matters.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I
And
did.
then I described to them. Oh shit, there we go. I then described to them. Stop doing it, you son of a bitch. Um, I then described to them as now the axe had two gems. One was red and one was blue on
Yep.
each side. And then it
Yep.
was funny because Captain Snakebeard's first reaction was, "Okay, which one of you is the woman?" And then the red gem glowed and was like, "Me." And he's like, "Okay, cool. Um, what did you do then?"
Oh, I was talking to them, and then that one started bitching at me, so I turned it around and I was like, "I'll let the men talk," and I talked to the blue gem instead.
No, you did something beforehand. Like, what did you do to anger it again? I forgot. What did you do to
I,
anger the woman?
I oh god, I don't remember. Oh, this is when I made the suggestion that we eventually did with the tavern and the cellar.
Oh, right. So,
This is when I made this recommendation.
right. So, he made a recommendation about
Yeah.
blowing everybody up. Um, Now, since
Well,
there's
originally I wanted to try and kill everyone and put them all in the axe.
right, right,
Originally I wanted to
right.
put every single person I could into an axe.
So, then the woman, and I will describe this to you guys. The axe now had the ability to fully mold itself. So, the woman side of the axe curled around and literally slapped Captain Neckbeard. It
Yeah.
confused him, and it was quite hilarious. He then proceeded to turn it around so her side was facing the other way, and proceeded to say, let's have the men talk."
Yeah, 'cause she's being a cunt. And I didn't have time for her shit.
The woman then proceeded to turn into a crescent blade and bend around and slap him again. And he was just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And it then turned into a middle finger and flicked him off.
Yep.
He then proceeded to annoy it, and for some reason the woman was being childish and stuck the finger up his nose and then back out.
And I said, next my ass.
He did.
I
And then
did.
the axe just went back to its normal shape. And it was funny because then he's like, "How moldable are you guys?" He, he then proceeded to put it down, blades down, and he's like, "Okay, can you guys walk or something?" And then if any of you guys have seen the Mickey Mouse Magic uh movie,
Called Fantasia, dipshit. It's called
yeah,
Fantasia.
yeah, that
You
um
fucking idiot.
if you guys have ever seen the broom that walks around, it essentially did that. The blades each turned into like a leg and started walking around. Neckbeard was not happy and immediately picked it up and was like,
I
"No,
didn't
no, no,"
I
before
didn't
you
want
run
to
away.
walk away, yeah.
So
Can't be
essentially,
having
he
none of that.
now has a battle axe that I'm not telling you its stats right now, but
Okay. It's a +2, you already told me.
it may or not have changed since there was another entity.
Okay. It's a +7 now.
God no,
It's a
not
+7
that
because you
dumb.
love me. It's +7 because you love me.
No, I'm not giving you a +7 axe that turns into whatever the hell it feels like. Not what you feel
It's
like, what it
+7.
feels like.
It's a +7.
No,
Yeah,
it,
it's
it
an auto hit. Automatically crits every time.
no, 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 no. But either way, then what had happened was you guys proceeded to go outside.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I forgot to mention something.
Yeah.
Before the Captain Neckbeard left for the first time to go talk to the bartender, he had the Fit boy go do a task.
Oh
You
yeah.
want to tell the children what the
Yeah.
task was?
We had the femboy go do advertising for us.
Yeah, and Yeah, that went interestingly.
So what
Because
suggestion do you give the femboy for advertising?
okay, let me finish first.
Hmm.
Um, so what did
You cut out, dumbass.
oh, shit. He tried to advertise. He rolled lowly. I was like, "Okay, he hasn't been doing so well." So I gave him a suggestion. Pull down your pants, and I'll give you advantage.
Hmm.
And oh my god, I did this, and he, of course, did it for the fun of it. And he, of course, is rocking his
I love
elegant
how all of this
Constantina.
is cutting out. It's
Yeah,
even better.
that's because I hate this stupid, push to talk thing. We're gonna have to figure out something to fix this eventually. Either way.
Eventually.
He, he then proceeded to, do it, of course. Ooh, fair play. Um, and he rolled. Oh my god, did he roll? He got a
Yep.
nat 20. No, it wasn't a nat 20, was it?
It was a nat 20.
Okay, it was. He got a natural 20 to getting everybody. Damn it. I think I made a few people stay behind, but he almost
You
had the entire town.
specifically 2 people in the entire town didn't come to
No,
look at this
that's later.
giant
That's
cock.
later.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
he almost made everybody go there. And it was funny because I described it as soon as you whip out your everybody's just like, "Ooh, God." And then we started making the joke about how he was gonna practically be the in prostitute. It was absolutely hilarious.
Yep.
Yeah. It was good stuff, good stuff. That will be in this, eh, the not safe for work, episode. Yeah.
We're gonna have the animation up on the channel later.
Um, okay. Yeah. See you either way, after that, that was before him. So, then what had happened was Captain Neckbeard was like, "Okay, Imma continue with the plan." So, what he had done is he started shouting out to everybody that, "Okay, if you come to the end now, and as long as you go into the cellar and grab your own drink, you can have it for free." He
Yep.
got most of the people, except 2. This is where it came in. There was
Got it.
2 people that did not want to join. He then shouted out that if you go into the cellar, you can not only have free booze, but you can also have free food
Free and
and
free
free
Boosie.
pussy. And then it was funny because I described this interaction. I don't know why, but I did,
I
and it
don't know
was
why. You
absolutely
chose to.
hilarious. But the it was a husband and his wife, and the husband looked around and was like, "Free pussy?" And the wife was just like, "You wouldn't." And then the husband looked back at her and was like, "But we could have that threesome that you always wanted." And then she turned towards him and was like, "You promise?" He's like, "Yes, I promise we can have the threesome." And that is how they convince the 2 last people in the town to get in the cellar.
Yep.
Oh, you wanna say on how what happened next?
What do you mean? I think it's very self-explanatory. We had a bunch of people in a cellar, and I wanted to make sure we had the town to ourselves. So here's our little game plan, by the way, folks. We had the plan. I had the plan because I'm the genius here. I had the idea that maybe
That's the scary
we
part, to
should
be honest.
definitely we should definitely go ahead and kill everyone in town so that we can essentially buy out their land and turn it into a giant casino and become rich. And so I was like, well, you said the entire town is here now. They're all in one cellar, and I look over at the goblin and I go, all right, firebolt time. He just throws a firebolt in,
Yeah,
killing
and then I
everyone
proceeded to
instantly.
look at everybody and was like, "Okay, you know what? For every D6 that you guys can give me, it'll be more damage. So they
You already killed them
proceeded
all. They
to
were already all fucking dead at this
yeah,
point.
but it was funny. So they proceeded to gather every single D6 that we had on the table and hand it to me. I
Yeah.
then shook it and rolled it, and we totaled out to 35 damage.
Which doesn't sound that much, but when every single creature in this world had three, you know.
Yeah, it was a good amount of damage.
Now that's a lot of
So,
damage.
then whenever that had happened, they were upstairs, of course, and they started watching the fire grow as it was consuming, the entire place, and before it happened, the wife just kinda was just saying just like, "Oh my god, this is gonna go horribly," and then
The
Captain
note that
Eckert
I
part
ate.
out loud.
The note that I ate.
Yeah.
Woo!
So, they then
Yay!
proceeded to go outside, of course, because the entire building was burning down,
Yep.
and then he asked again, What was unknown?" And both the
Fish just want
husband
to tell us.
and the wife was like, "Oh, you'll find out in 3, 2, 1." Whenever I said 1, I told them all to roll me a perception check. They all did. Only the artificer figured out, but, of course, because Captain Eckberg does have some intelligence, whenever they were saying 3, 2, 1,
I pulled out my weapon.
he immediately readied his weapon, which is smart on him. Then the goblin was the only one who rolled high enough on the perception. He felt the entire ground trembling beneath him as
Your
then
mom was coming.
Are you sure you wanna say that?
No,
You know
because it
what
was in fact my mommy.
True, it was all of your guys' mommy. So,
Hey.
then, what had happened was a three-headed hydra came out of the ground and greeted them. And by greeted, I mean, was very livid because, they just killed all of their food.
Yep.
So, Captain Neckbeard, you shall I or shall you?
Shall I? I
If
shall.
yeah, if you do, I have to describe the next scene, which, oh my god, I don't.
Yep. So, me being the fly thinker I am, and realizing that I have a whopping 9 HP after that harrowing fight for an old man, and the fact that I am now completely out of my entire class ability of a rage, I say, well, hear me out, Mr. Hydra Man. I'm gonna simply turn this whole place into a big theme park and casino. You're mad because you don't have any
I
food,
yeah,
but
I will wait, no, I'm missing a part, wrong part. Keep going.
yeah, that's what I fucking thought, you whore. Um, I proceeded to go, all right, hear me out. You let us fix this town up. We will get you as much food as you possibly want. And it went, all right, I like these odds. And then I looked over at the goblin. I'm like, and the goblin can make you shitloads of
No, no, no,
drugs.
no, 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 you forgot about something.
What?
You told it that it could be the mascot, and
Oh
then
yeah,
immediately it
I offered to make it the mascot of the place. It did not enjoy such an idea.
yeah, and you guys will find out why in a little bit.
No.
Go ahead, continue.
So anyway, I was like, and the goblin can make you shitloads of drugs. And it's like, what the fuck is a drug? And then we described drugs to a hydra. You know how it is, D&D shit. And then I went, well, we have one more person, so I have to make them seem useful so they're not murdered immediately. And I went, you can fuck the femboy. Got a huge cock.
Yes, I will take it from here.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
you do that.
then what then happened was, yeah, the femboy, of course, dropped his pants again and showed his 11-inch soft cock, and is intrigued.
You just love specifying that, don't you?
Yes, because it's his only characteristic right now.
Yeah, it really is.
So then it was like, okay, okay, I'm listening. And then I don't remember how exactly did we get into the topic of all of you guys having sex with it?
Oh yeah, well we were just offering it shit, and then I started flirting with it, just to make sure that I
Right,
had my ass covered. And then the
right,
goblin
right, right,
joined
right,
in
right.
with us for shits and
Yeah.
giggles.
No, no,
So we were
no.
all just
Yeah.
hitting on it.
Yeah,
We were all
you
just trying to save
all
our
of
ass.
them started yeah, all of them started flirting with it. And then it was like, okay, I want proof. So they all had to drop their pants.
Yep, we all whipped our dicks out for a Hydra.
Yup,
We
and
rolled
then they
we rolled
proceeded
two
to
16s and a 20, a dirty
like
20, not a natural.
no, it was a 19.
Yeah, but
Actually, yeah, it was
19
a
plus 1. 19 plus 1, dirty 20.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I thought it
And
was
then
an
I
8.
rolled a
Okay,
16, you rolled a 16.
either way. It
So
was
what did you roll as we sat there chanting
let
for
me
your
finish, let me finish, let me
downfall?
finish. I gave
Okay.
each of them advantage for each different reason. One, which was Captain Egbert. He
I
got his
offered food.
advantage because he offered to feed it daily 5 people per day. And then
Yep.
the goblin, of course, offered the drugs, which, of course, whenever this was into play, he then described the drugs as it will make sex so much better,
Mm.
which I still find funny for some reason. And then, of course, the femboy got his
Yep.
advantage because of his giant penis. So, of course, they
Mhm.
each rolled, and as Captain Neckbeard clearly said, they rolled two 16s, and then the femboy rolled a 19. Or, no, unnatural 20. And then Captain Neckbeard started chanting, Nat 1, Nat 1. And
Now
the
what?
goblin started,
Now
Nat
what?
1, Nat 1. And the
I don't know if you
femboy
noticed, I
started,
literally slapped them to get them to chant with me.
yeah. They all
Yep.
started chanting Nat 1, and I was just praying to God that I could beat a 19. Because I'll tell you guys this now. This Hydra was the thing that was supposed to make this a guaranteed one shot. This thing was supposed to be a purpose TPK.
Mhm.
I rolled the die.
But I'm just so goddamn sexy.
I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah.
And
And that,
then
by the way, -2 to that, so it was a -1.
everybody
We
started
were
getting so
so hot.
excited because of it, and I wanted to beat my head against a wall.
We were just so goddamn sexy.
And oh my god, that is whenever I had to then describe the entire scenario of what
Which
happened
is
next.
now up on the channel and will be shown at the end in a title card or in a card and in the description if you'd like to watch it after. Very vivid, so we won't go into vivid detail here.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to go into detail here at all because I'm not going through that shit again. At least not with all of them here. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Want me
But
to?
now we can now we can just go over the fun parts of it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So after all of this, I then told the players that what had been happening was this was not a normal Hydra. It was a false Hydra, which have no one has ever heard of it. It is a Hydra that makes its not its victims, but anybody near or associated with its victims completely forget about it. Not only it, but its victims. Which is hence
Hmm.
on why they had to roll so many wisdom checks to see if they could remember shit. And as I told Neckbeard earlier, I don't know if I said it here, the conditions for it to activate was only one person could be near, or
Yeah,
at
you already
least
did.
only one person could be near, and it had to be at least 5 minutes.
Hmm.
And oh my god, that just made the campaign so interesting. And because of on how Neckbeard kept running the party, everything worked
I
to
I
his
took everything under
favor.
control. Imagine how I do the podcast. That's how I did this campaign. I was
Yep,
the only thing that made it good.
and I don't know about that. I like to think my dude.
I am so goddamn sexy and good at this game. That I am in fact the only reason it was so good.
But, yeah, so, like I said, this was originally a one shot that I planned to do with some random people. And it was I tried to make to yeah, I tried to
You having
eh,
fun there, bud?
yeah. I tried to make to guarantee that this was a one shot. And that's exactly how it was with False Hydra. I, however, did not expect these fuckers to
Didn't expect me to
seduce
be so
my
goddamn sexy.
I did not expect them to fucking hell. You guys get my drift. They fucking seduced my big evil guy. Please send help.
Mm,
I need help. They are now
there is
make
no help.
they're now keeping me in their basement and your guys' basement, just so you know.
We're
So you
all
might
in the
want
same basement, and it is your basement.
no, Captain Eckerd, you're the waterbed. What's his name
I am the waterbed.
is the
He's in the walls.
in the walls.
Sap is in the walls. And Black Kenny is useless to this podcast.
And I'm now in your basement. Please let me out. They're help me. They're now forcing me to make personalities for each of the heads. Please help. Please,
Yep.
please. As
No.
long as you don't if you don't want to hear the noise, then please help.